Welcome, seekers, to a very special pick a card tarot reading titled A Message from Jesus Christ to You. The reason Jesus Christ's message is so important is due to his actions. There is no greater power and magic than giving our very lives for love. It's that sacrificial element that upholds society. Without it, chaos would reign and peace would completely be destroyed. My intent with this reading is to honor that sacred Christ light, to bring that presence of power and light to the here and now in order to provide us with guidance. Each group has a distinct message from Jesus Christ to you. It is up to you to pick the group that Jesus Christ is guiding you to pick. Here we have group number 1. This is Archangel Ariel. Here we have group number 2. This is Archangel Zadkiel. And here we have group number 3. This is Archangel Uriel. So go ahead and take a moment, connect with Jesus Christ, and pick the group that you are being guided to pick. Each group has a distinct message. Once again, I am going to include the timestamps in the description below so that you can fast forward to your group. Welcome, group number 1, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading. A message from Jesus Christ to you, a very special pick a card. You picked the very powerful Archangel Ariel. Very beautiful Archangel. This Archangel is the Lion of God. This card speaks of that which is hidden being revealed. Something that has perhaps long mystified you will become clear, and it will no longer hold you back. You will discover a new purpose spiritually and materially. Success is in sight. Liberation is at hand, and a release from a commitment. Now, this Archangel is asking you a question. Are you ready to be free? Are you ready? Because your cage, that cage that you find yourself in right now, is made by you. So that means that you are the key. All right. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to reveal another 3 archangels, all sent by Jesus Christ, to provide you with a distinct message. And then we are going to throw some tarot, and we're going to do the past, present, future spread to get a little understanding of where you are, where you've come from, and where you're going. So we're going to go ahead and keep the oracle cards coming. The next oracle cards were selected at random. Okay. They were all selected at random right before the camera was turned on. And I don't know what they are. We're going to go ahead and find out together. Let's take a look. We're going to start with this one. You've got Archangel Christina. My oh my. The Archangel Christina is telling you to accept the Christ light. Act with wisdom and loving compassion. Very powerful message, right? Accept the Christ light. This was not planned, okay? This is the only card that mentions Christ in this entire deck, and you got it, group number 1. So this means that the energy of Christ is here completely. Pay close attention to these messages. Archangel Christine tells you to accept the Christ light. Accept this message. Accept this reading as well. Accept what's being said here, because it will have a long-lasting effect, a powerful effect. Now, let's go ahead and reveal this archangel. Okay, you've got Archangel Soket Hosi. This one is a very interesting archangel. And the reason why this archangel is interesting is because this archangel is known as the keeper of the divine balances. This archangel is associated with intimate partnerships, and it's shown here as a half man, half woman circus performer. You know, he or she helps us maintain our individuality while also acknowledging the interconnectedness of all things, keeping a flow of loving energy where each person positively affects and supports the energy of the other. And so this archangel has a message to give you from Jesus Christ. And that message is human beings have an innate need to interact with others. I will help bring balance to your love life and relationships. And above all, have a good relationship with yourself. Beautiful message. Thank you, Jesus. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and reveal the final archangel before we read the tarot. Let's take a look. We've got Archangel Gabriel showing up with the trumpet of truth. Authentic communication. Archangel Gabriel is urging you to speak your truth. My. You know, Archangel Gabriel is definitely the archangel of truth, right? This is the archangel that encourages every single person to reach out, to say what needs to be said, to express yourself as best as you possibly can, and be authentic. You know, don't allow people to silence you in any way. Don't allow people to make you feel like you don't have a voice or you can't say what you want to say. Speak your truth. Speak what you know to be truth. You know, and always when you're doing that, remember that Christ wants to in some ways speak through you, right? That Christ light that we spoke about at the very beginning, that Christ light that is sacrificial, that Christ light that says, I love you so much that I will give my very life for you. And so in many ways, that love, if you're able to display it, if you're able to in some ways always have that love in mind, and also energetically, spiritually, then you will attract that kind of love back. And that's why this archangel Sakerosi is essentially telling you that, hey, you are going to find the love that you want. Your relationships are going to improve. Your love life is another area where this archangel is seeking to help you improve, right? So very interesting 4 archangels so far. We're going to go ahead and now throw some tarot and see what other messages we have. All right, so we're going to use the Angel Tarot deck for this. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite tarot decks. I hope you enjoy it too. So what we're going to do now is a past, present, future spread. Okay? So let's go ahead and talk about the past. What's going on in your past? Wow, okay. That's interesting. All right. So in your past, we have the energy of inspiration, communication, adjustment, organization, leadership, and structure. So this is a very interesting past, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at your present. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about every single card. So presently, where are you? Where are you? Okay, Jesus, the future. Oh wow, we've got multiple cards here. I don't like that. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. All right. In the future, what does the future hold? Alrighty. Wow. So I'm just taking a moment to connect with Christ, to see the message here, the message that he wants to tell you. And it is a very powerful one, very transformative one. Group number 1. In the past, it seems like there was an order that was created. Okay, so this is more than likely you as a very young person. You could be young in thought or mind, or you're actually young physically. But there's a youthfulness. There's a youthfulness here, right, in the past. And from that came this sense of structure, right, with the emperor, with the emperor showing up to offer that organization and that structure. And we see with the Ace of Air, this young child just kind of walking and using all of the ideas to essentially play, but also to communicate their desires, to express themselves. And it's almost like this young child was able to create based on the words that they uttered. It was easier for them to express themselves. It was easier to get the attention of people. And from that, from those words, there was an order that was created with the emperor, right? Organization, leadership, structure. So in the past, you had this structure, you had this leadership, you had essentially the ability to communicate whatever you wanted, and whatever you said became true. Whatever you said became the structure of the time. I almost get the feeling that a lot of you were in some kind of leadership position, right? I think that maybe in your job, in your careers, in your home, in your relationships, I get the feeling that there was something that was created that was in many ways where you wanted to be. Now, in the present, we have here a sense of accomplishment, celebration, and completion. Okay, which is very interesting. So the energies of the past have now carried on to the present, and it's pretty much telling you that, yeah, you have accomplished a great deal, right? Currently, you should be celebrating. There's a sense of completion, right? We see those keywords there. There's a sense of just reaching the complete end of the hero's journey with this world card. Right? The world card reminds us that there is the ending of something, and now that you're at the end, something new must start, right? A new hero's journey has to commence. So there is the ending of a cycle, a very important cycle in your life, and now the beginning of a new cycle, and it's presently starting for you, okay? But we have here a sense of accomplishment, celebrations, right? Completion. So obviously you have been very successful in the past and now in the present. All right, so this is a very interesting card. But we also have the Four of Waters here showing up. So even though there's a sense of completion, there's a sense of reaching the end of something, there's still a bit of distraction, self-absorption, discontentment. It's almost like you need a little challenge, or you need something new in order to keep you going, in order to keep you motivated, right? So also the Four of Waters is talking about possibly relationships. I don't know if maybe some relationships have soured, or maybe presently you're in a position where you have what you've wanted, but it's really not what you thought it would be, right? And so we go right back to the card of the archangels telling you to be as authentic in your communication as you possibly can be at this time. You are being urged to speak your truth, right? And you are also being urged to act with wisdom and loving compassion towards yourself and towards people. I think that maybe potentially with this energy that we have here in a past setting, you are someone who's definitely very structured, right? I keep saying that word because it's, I think, the one that just keeps popping up. You're someone who's very structured, and potentially that structure has now gotten in the way of your happiness for some reason. And I think that there is something new that needs to come, maybe a shaking up of things, a new structure built on top of that, or some kind of new project that is going to offer you something that is in some ways it's going to ignite a passion in you. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the future, okay? I'm pretty sure this is the most important part for a lot of you. So, in a future setting, we have two very powerful cards here showing up. We have number 1, the 7 of Fire, and number 20, number 20, renewal, which is judgment in the original tarot. But anyways, the 7 of Fire talks about challenges, determination, and resistance. Okay, so the fact that you are right now feeling some kind of discontentment for where you are tells me, and what Jesus Christ is telling you through these cards, is that there is going to be some kind of new fire that's about to challenge you, that's about to bring you forward, it's about to bring out the best in you. And this challenge is going to arm you, this challenge is going to motivate you, this challenge is going to offer you some resistance. But here's the thing, you need this. You need this for your renewal, okay? You need this in order to reach some kind of new height. This is the card of rebirth. This is the card of renewal. You have here essentially a judgment, right? And so, I don't want to say judgment because really it's mostly a renewal, right? A renewal of your discontentment, or a renewal of your distractions. It's a rebirth and a moving away from that. And so what you are being told here by Jesus Christ is that you are discontent right now with where you are at. And I think that some of that is due to relationships. We do see that with Archangel Sakelzi. And, that archangel is telling you that you're going to be receiving a lot of help with relationships, with possibly a partner, a love partner. If you are currently in a relationship, it's going to deepen. If you are single, you are possibly going to find someone that, it's going to help you with this renewal, with this rebirth, right? It's a new life, it's a new beginning. In many ways, it's going to offer you a lot of new experiences. And so the structure that you've had here in the past with the Emperor and the Ace of Air, it's going to repeat itself, right? Through this future setting. And the reason why is because you need it at this time. You need for something to be shook up, right? And so it almost feels like you are distracted right now, right? I feel like maybe a lot of you are wandering, you're seeking, you are searching, and I think that maybe it's because there's some kind of discontentment with your current situation. There's a sense of just not feeling complete, not feeling like, you can be happy at this moment in time, or it's not even that, it's just you're bored, right? There's a sense of boredom. Okay, and that boredom is just getting even worse. And I think that in order for that boredom to go away, you have to be challenged in some area. And this challenge is going to make you someone who's very determined to succeed. It is going to allow you to stand out in some kind of area. You're going to be able to shake up an entire system. And that system is going to offer you the true rebirth that you are currently in need of. So just a quick reminder, we have here the ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. And just like giving birth, there's always that initial pain, there's always that challenge and that resistance, right? But when that process is done, you have this beautiful, beautiful baby. And so there is true life in your projects. There is true life in what you are going to accomplish. And it's going to, in many ways, offer you the opportunity to liberate yourself from some kind of almost mental prison that you have created. We have Ariel showing up, right? And Ariel is here to set you free from that prison. Ariel is here to pretty much tell you that, pretty much to remind you that the prison is being created by you. Okay, your mind, your thoughts, your your journey has brought you to a prison of the mind. And even though you've accomplished a lot and you should be very, very happy, it's almost like some of you don't really have that direction now that you've got the structure, now that you know what you want to do, how you are going to do it. It feels like even though you are in the right place mentally, physically, spiritually, there's also a sense of boredom and a sense of, what is this all for, right? I need more. More is required at this time. And so what Jesus Christ is telling you is that in order for you to have more, you have to step into the fire. You have to step into the challenge. You have to step into the resistance. And once you're able to vanquish that resistance and that challenge, you're going to have that rebirth and that renewal. So keep going. If you are walking through hell right now, keep going, because you will find the rebirth and the renewal at the end. And you're going to be able to liberate yourself from the prison that you essentially have kept yourself in, because this is very much a problem of the self, right? It's not really, a problem is not even the right word. It's mostly just a state of mind, an emotional state, right? Feeling discontent, feeling distracted. And so, in order to move away from that, in order to actually be able to reach a place of true satisfaction, you have to go through that challenge. But Jesus Christ is telling you that it is well worth it. And at the end of that, you are going to have the world. You are going to have a rebirth, and a new hero's journey will start. And that hero's journey, I'm hearing this, I'm seeing this, has to do with family, has to do with relationships, it has to do potentially with a partner, it has to do with a new life, completely new experiences that you didn't have before. All right, so that is what I see here, group number 1. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for everyone that has left a comment. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for your donations. You are all very kind to me, and I love every single one of you. Thank you, and bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading. Let's go ahead and get started. So you picked Archangel Zadkiel, the very beautiful Archangel Zadkiel. Now, this Archangel verifies and vindicates, okay? This is the presence of forgiveness and mercy that you have picked, of sparing someone's suffering. It is righteousness that has checked itself and been cleared of all suspicion, okay? So in a reading, this Archangel shows that there is no harmful intent, and that the situation is as it appears. Whatever that situation may be, we're going to find out very soon. But the challenge that this Archangel is presenting you is to accept what has been presented to you, okay? And the lesson that this Archangel wants you to learn, and of course, when I mean this Archangel, I mean Jesus Christ speaking through this Archangel, is working as if something is true can lead to it becoming true. Wow. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put that Archangel aside, and we're going to reveal another 3 Archangels that have messages for you. All right, so we are going to keep this going. These cards were shuffled at random, selected at random. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what other Archangel is here to talk to you. All right, look at that. We've got Archangel Adnakiel. This is the Archangel known as the Adventurer. Okay, so Adnakiel's name means the Shining One. And he helps you embrace your individuality and independence to access your pioneering spirit, group number 1. This Archangel is urging you to step out of your comfort zone and to explore other possibilities in life. So it's, there's a sense of embracing any challenges with the spirit of adventure, right? that this archangel is essentially associated with. And this archangel has a message for you. This message was delivered by Jesus Christ, and now this archangel is here to deliver it to you. And the message is there is no one like you in all the world. You have a unique purpose. Believe in yourself and have confidence. Life is one big adventure. Okay. Well, thank you, Adonai, for that message, right? Let's go ahead and move on to the third archangel. Okay, we've got Archangel Lavender, and Archangel Lavender is asking you to prepare for soul healing. Forgive and release everyone. Wow, that is a very powerful message, right? Forgive and release everyone. Prepare for soul healing. You know, that archangel reminds me of the Christ light, right? The light of forgiveness. The light of just, letting the judgments and the coercive and destructive energies around you just fade away. Forgive, forget, release all that negative energy, and actually forgive. Not hold on to resentment, not thinking that you are better than these people and that's why you can't associate with them. No. Actually forgiving, actually releasing. There is power in doing that. So prepare for soul healing. Forgive and release everyone. Very powerful message by this archangel. Wow. All right, so the final archangel before we throw some tarot. All right, which, by the way, these tarot cards, we're going to do a past, present, future spread. Let's go ahead and take a look. Your final message, discipline. And this is not an archangel. This is a message being delivered to you directly from Jesus Christ. Discipline. The angels are asking you to increase your level of self-discipline. Jesus Christ is asking you to increase your level of self-discipline. Okay, wow. I mean, we're going to need some tarot to understand exactly why this is important. But, we need discipline in life, right? I think it was Abraham Lincoln that said, discipline is sacrificing the present for the future. And so that's very interesting. But let's go ahead and take a look and see what other messages we can maybe pick up on with the tarot. As I've said, we're going to do a past, present, future spread. And with that past, present, future spread, we're going to try and see exactly what you've been through, what has been your journey, where you're currently at right now. We're going to try and get some advice from the cards as well. And for that, we're going to use the Angel Messages tarot cards. I just love these cards so much. The colors, the keywords on them. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's see your past, group number 2. Your past. Wow. Your present. Okay. And your future. Okay. Well, we've got some very intense cards here, okay? Very, very intense cards. This is a very, very truly transformative reading, group number 2. So we're going to take it step by step. All right, let's talk about your past. All right, let's talk about your past for a moment. You've got the Moon reversed, and you also have the Three of Fire upright. And so what we see here in your past with these two cards is, number 1, the Moon reversed talks to us about intuition, illusion, revelation. It's also very difficult to see under the light of the moon. And so the fact that the moon is showing up reversed tells me that you've believed illusions, right? You've believed harmful things about yourself. And in some ways, you have lied to yourself a lot. Okay, you've lied to yourself. You've told yourself things that aren't real. You've believed these things. You've walked through life believing these things. Or, well, in a past setting, right? You believe these things. You intuitively knew, or you intuitively were able to pick up on things, but you never acted on your intuition. You never really listened to your intuition. And so, unfortunately, since you didn't listen to your intuition, you missed out on a lot of opportunities. And those opportunities have, in some ways, put you in a place where you're feeling a bit indecisive, maybe even confused. You know, we see here with the Three of Fire goals, expansion, and vision. So a lot of you in the past, you had a very wonderful vision. You've had something or an idea or a desire, and unfortunately, it led to you not acting on this, right? It led to you putting those goals and that expansive energy aside because you believed in some kind of illusion, you believed in some kind of lie, and that lie you carried with you. And unfortunately, it led to you not being able to receive some kind of expansive energy, to make some kind of investment in something that was going to yield some kind of result. Intuitively, you felt it to be true, but you didn't act on your intuition. You believed in some kind of negative illusion, and unfortunately, instead of receiving the revelations, and instead of you being able to fully act on your vision and have that expansion, you ended up just kind of staying stuck and possibly even regressing in the areas that you were trying to make progress in. So, definitely, definitely, I see with the Three of Fire a desire in the past for success, a desire for the ships to come back with everything that you've invested all of your time and efforts and energy in, for it to come back and yield some kind of incredible result, but it never happened, right? You just kept waiting for that ship right on the edge of the ocean, and unfortunately, it didn't happen. Right on the edge of that cliff. So let's go ahead and move on to the present. In the present, we see that the mistakes of the past in some ways are still present. Okay, Two of Air, indecision, avoidance, confusion. These are the key words that are right now a part of your life currently. Okay, and so it's that indecision and that avoidance that in some ways have left you feeling somewhat depleted, right? Maybe even have left you feeling like you can't have an adventure, right? We need to tap into the energies of Adnakiel that's asking you to give into that adventure, to move into a new area, a new territory, and it could very well mean an area of the mind and your emotional state, right? Because you're kind of stuck in some kind of pattern, and that pattern is negative belief. It's a very confusing pattern. You really, because of the errors of the past, you're having trouble right now in the present in making decisions. You're maybe scared of making an error. So what ends up happening is that you don't move. You don't really take part in the process of life. You're not as adventurous as you should be, right? And so Jesus Christ is asking you to be adventurous. Jesus Christ is asking you to heal your soul, to forgive yourself, and to release any kind of negative energy, right? We have it here with the Archangel Lavender, such a beautiful, beautiful message, right? From Archangel Lavender. So you have to let go of all of that. You have to let go of what happened in the past. The errors of the past are not going to define your present moment. So it's important for you to do that. And I see that you are making progress, right? So it's not all, bad or anything. Obviously, these are areas that you can improve. That is what these readings are for, improvement. That is what Jesus Christ wants for you, improvement, complete and utter improvement. And so here is an acknowledgement of that improvement. We've got the Queen of Water showing up. Now there's dual messages here, right? We have a loving, giving psychic here. This can be a representation of you where you are at right now. It could be a representation of someone around you that Jesus Christ is asking you to maybe consult with or talk to, right? This person really wants to help you, but at the same time, For a lot of you, I feel that this is an aspect of you. You've grown from your past mistakes. You've learned what not to do. You've learned and trusted that in your psychic abilities, and you're trusting who you are right now. Your confidence has been built up. And I feel like a lot of you are going the way of mastery in some area of life. And so I feel like you're moving away from that, right? You're moving away from that energy of sorrow. You're moving away from the energy of feeling like things are not going to be okay, or that you're maybe making a mistake, right? Now, it's, we go back to number 44, discipline, right? Jesus Christ is asking you to increase your level of self-discipline. And so I feel like even though you've made a lot of progress with the Queen of Water, all right, loving, giving, psychic here, there is some areas where maybe you should improve on, right? I feel like you're trying to reach this, right? Which is why the Queen of Water is closer to a future setting. You're trying to get away from that negative energy, but you're having trouble because you take a step forward and then you take a step back, and then you take 2 steps forward and you take a step back. And so it's almost like you're going in this loop, right? You're not trusting in yourself. And it's because of the errors of the past that have in some ways led you to doubt yourself. Self-doubt is a big thing. And so this discipline comes in to pretty much tell you that it's important for you to stop avoiding, right? Stop avoiding trouble, stop avoiding problems, stop avoiding life, and step into that light, step into the chaos so that you can create something new from it. And I think that what Jesus Christ is telling you is that you are ready. Okay, you are ready to make a change. You are ready to move forward into something greater. Now, in a future setting, we have the 6 of air reversed, and we have the Ace of Earth reversed. And so these are scary energies, right? This is almost a warning from Jesus Christ to you, okay? And the reason why is because we have the card of adventure here showing up reversed, right? We have the 6 of air, which is normally the 6 of swords. 6 of swords is the moving away. It's the card of travel. It's the card of just, getting out, right? We've got here 3 key words: relief, hope, and moving on, right? And so this is a message from Jesus Christ to you saying that if you are not able to find the relief, if you're not able to tap into the energy of hope, if you are not able to move on, then you are going to stay stuck. Okay, that's why the card is showing up reversed. You're going to stay stuck. You're not going to be able to move forward. And so you know exactly what stuck feels like because you've been stuck in the past. Okay? And when I mean stuck, I mean the years go by and you haven't really done much, or you haven't changed much, or you haven't manifested what you thought that you can manifest at this point in time. And then you start listening to people tell you that, oh no, don't worry, you have enough time. It's who cares about timeline, right? Divine guidance. But the problem with that message is that sometimes if we haven't fully received that soul healing, we're really just staying stuck in one place, waiting for some kind of revelation to come and change our lives instead of us changing it for ourselves. And so there always has to be constant movement on your part, right? There has to be constant movement and progress. And then once you're able to do that, that's when Jesus starts showing his light to you and starts making ways for you and starts removing obstacles from your path, because Jesus Christ realizes this person is acting out in the way that is correct, in a way that tells me that they want more. And so if you want more, you will receive more. Increase will come. But if you have gifts and you aren't using those gifts, then unfortunately, you're not going to receive anything more. And so there's a sense of adventure, right? This isn't to scare you in any way. Jesus Christ is telling you that you are innocent, right? Zedkiel is pretty much telling you that you are innocent. You're going to be innocent from the judgment of others. But at the same time, Jesus Christ wants you to have the discipline to move forward and to get things done. There is no more, I'm going to wait for divine timing. I'm going to wait for life to happen. I'm going to wait for this to come my way. The only thing that there is for you right now is forward moving momentum. One step after the other. And within that journey, you're going to find the revelation of the Christ light. Within that discipline, you're going to be able to yield some incredible results. And the reason I'm getting so motivated, I feel so strongly this message, is because if you aren't able to do that, then you will rob yourself of your abundance. You will rob yourself of opportunities. You will rob yourself of resources, right? So we have here the Ace of Earth. This is the Ace of Pentacles and the traditional Rider-Waite. And the fact that it's reversed tells me that this abundance and opportunity and resources that are showing up here are being taken away in a future setting. And the thing is, it's not even about it being taken away. It's just that it was never there to begin with, because you never had the discipline to actually manifest this. You weren't able to accept, you weren't able to release, you weren't able to let go and keep moving forward in a precise step. And unfortunately, that abundance, those opportunities, those resources that were available to you on the way there are simply just not there. You weren't there to receive it. All right. In order for you to receive this, you have to walk. Walk your life purpose. What are you trying to accomplish? And I'm sure that a lot of you are saying, my goodness, but that mountain that I have to climb is too big. It's too exhausting. I can't do it. I can't climb that mountain. And Jesus Christ says to you, you won't have to. All you have to do is take one step at a time. And at some point, it's going to get easier. And at some point, you're going to want that climb. You're going to ask for that climb. You're going to desire that climb. And if that climb is not there, then that's when your life is going to fall apart. But right now, if you are not willing to climb that mountain, then you will simply remain stuck. And you don't want that. You don't want that, right? You want to move on. You want to have the victory. You want to have the success that is being promised to you by Jesus Christ. You want to have the abundance, the opportunities, and the resources. You want that to present itself. It starts with you realizing that you have incredible psychic ability. And it's time to use that psychic ability that comes with this Queen of Water, to use it for yourself, to use it to be able to see further ahead. You know that what I'm saying is true, something inside of you. It's right now just telling you that you need to make a change. Whatever that change is, you have to try and be as disciplined as you possibly can, right? And at some point you are going to be asked to give, right? At some point you're going to be asked to use your talents and your gifts for others, right? And that is that sacrificial light of Christ. When that time comes, you're going to receive even more abundance, even more opportunities, even more resources, because now you are someone who is aligned with the goodness of the Christ light, and you are here to manifest. You are a master manifester at that point. But if you remain stuck in that indecision, if you remain stuck in that avoidance, if you remain stuck in that confusion that you find yourself in right now, then unfortunately you will not find relief, you will not find hope, and you will not be able to move on and receive your abundance and your opportunities and your resources. So listen to your intuition. You are smarter than you think. You are more powerful than you know. And it's important. The only thing that you need to do right now is be disciplined in your approach. Be disciplined and adventurous. Adna kiel, right? Be adventurous. And that's it. That is Jesus Christ's message for you, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your donations. I've received donations from you guys, and every time I do, I am flabbergasted because I never expect to receive any donations. But thank you for the ones that have donated. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the likes. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this video. I'd love to hear it. I will respond back. Thank you once again, and bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3, to today's very special Pick a Card Tarot reading, where Jesus Christ is going to speak to you. Jesus Christ is going to provide you with a message. Now, you picked Uriel, number 4, Uriel. This is very beautiful, very powerful archangel. This is the archangel known as God is my light. That is what the name Uriel means. God is my light. He is an angel who will bring light and understanding to difficulties. So Jesus Christ is telling you to listen out for wise guidance and act upon it. Uriel will show you the way, will assist you. This angel also points out that what is happening in your life is a part of a greater plan. And the challenge for you at this time is to be able to see your part in the plan. And the lesson is that sometimes we do not know the bigger picture. And we must continue on. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that archangel aside. We're going to reveal 3 more archangels. Each one of those archangels has a message from Jesus Christ to deliver to you. Then we are going to utilize the tarot. We're going to do a past, present, future spread. And we're going to let Jesus Christ speak through the cards here today. So let's go ahead and reveal. And again, these cards, these oracle cards, were shuffled at random. And let's reveal the second archangel. We have Archangel Carabiel. And this is one of the heads of the mighty cherubim angels, right? So, my goodness, there is a sense of power. Carabiel is a very powerful archangel, and unlike the classical pictures of the angels, the cherub actually has 4 faces. That of a lion, an eagle, an ox, and a human, which point to each of the 4 directions on the compass. And the name cherubim means wisdom. And Carabiel's name specifically means the flames which dance around the throne of God. And this archangel has a message to give you from Jesus Christ. And that message is, do not delay. The time has come to share of your light. Be unafraid to speak your truth, for there are many who will benefit from your message. My, oh my. All right. Thank you. Let's go ahead and move on to the 3rd archangel sent by Jesus Christ to deliver a message to you. We have here Archangel Gabriel, and the message from this archangel is, shimmer with diamond light, express your creativity. My goodness, Archangel Gabriel. All right. And then the 4th archangel sent by Jesus Christ to deliver a message to you is Archangel Michael. Is granting you the strength to persevere, courage. My goodness. Group number 3, you have some very, very, very powerful archangels showing up. And these archangels, again, were sent by Jesus Christ to deliver these messages to you. And the fact that, it's Archangel Gabriel, it's Archangel Michael, and Archangel Carabiel. My goodness. I mean, we have some powerhouses here. I think that a lot of you have a very, very powerful destiny, right? And the message, right? The message from these archangels of sharing your light, the message of shining like a diamond, right? The message of expressing your creativity, a message of showing the world what you know, expressing what you are holding right now. And, there's a sense of knowing, there's a sense of understanding, and also there's a strong sense that you're being asked to express all of that knowing and understanding, because that's where true enlightenment and change is going to come. A lot of people are going to be touched by your message. A lot of people are going to be touched by your words. And I feel like you are being called to build a community, build some kind of structure where people can come and be a part of it, okay? This can be virtual. More than likely it is virtual. That's obviously where we are headed, right? But you are being asked to be courageous, okay? And here's the thing. Archangel Michael is one of the warrior archangels, and I think that Archangel Michael is the very first one, right? All of the other archangels just are in, essentially, they're in command of, not command, but they are all under Archangel Michael. Michael is the leader. Archangel Michael is the archangel that offers the rally cry for change. And there's always illustrations of Archangel Michael defeating the darkness, and that darkness is the darkness that we find inside of us, right? The darkness that tells us that we can't, that we are unfit, that we are unable, that we will make fools out of ourselves, right? That voice is very prevalent, and that is the voice that Archangel Michael is able to fight against, to defeat. And so the power that resides within Archangel Michael of courage, that's the transference that is being taken place here. My goodness. All right, so far, so good. This is definitely a very powerful message. We're going to go ahead and throw some tarot. And this is from the Angel Messages Tarot deck, one of my favorite tarots. We're going to do a past, present, future spread here. And we are going to ask Jesus Christ to give us more, give us an understanding of the past. An understanding of the past. Okay, so we have the past here, the present. Okay, and the future. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I'm just trying to connect with these cards before I start delivering the message. But man, is this very special. Okay. Whew, all right. So we start with the past, right? And in the past we have the Ten of Air and we have the Two of Earth. And so with the Ten of Air, which is the Ten of Swords, we have endings, recovery, freedom. And then with the Two of Air, we have balance, prioritizations, and playfulness. And unfortunately, in the past, you didn't have a lot of those things. I feel like a lot of you were given a lot of responsibility early on, or you were expected to act a certain way. And in that expectation, you didn't have the playfulness that comes with being a child. And so that, in some ways, has molded you into the person that you are today, right? So we have here an illustration of a young child just having fun. They're carelessly playing. They can tip over and fall into the water, and it can be a horrifying scene, but this child isn't worried about that. They're just playing, right? They're playing and they're having fun. And the fact that this card is showing up reversed with the keyword balance there tells me that you lived a very unbalanced childhood. Financially, a lot of you didn't have enough money. Some of you lacked a lot of necessities. Potentially, there were moments of insecurity. There were moments. There were highs and there were lows in your past. Okay, we have here the Ten of Air, which is reaching a breaking point. There was a lot of changes. These changes are very drastic, right? There was also a sense of freedom and recovery. It almost feels like a lot of you were always fighting for that freedom. And whenever you were close, you ended up going back into something that unfortunately was unbalanced, and it ended up affecting you mentally, right? And I feel like not only mentally but physically. And you had to go through a period of recovery, and that recovery, unfortunately, as I can see here, it's now a part of your present. Okay, so it's a big part of your present, right? So, all right, let's move on to the present moment. And in the present, we have the Three of Water. Okay, and the Three of Water shows us celebration, community, friendships. This card showed up reversed. So it means that you're lacking in all these areas. And the reason why is because in some ways, when you were younger, in your past, this sense of community was never there. And I think that this celebration was never really a part of your existence and your experience, right? And, think of someone who is struggling to make ends meet, maybe potentially living paycheck to paycheck. There's always stress, there's anxiety, there's fear, there's worry. What are we going to do next? All of that you picked up on. And unfortunately, it molded you into being someone who does not celebrate anything, isn't really excited to celebrate anything. And the reason why is because you always fear that it could be taken away. And that right there keeps you from building a community. It keeps you from building friendships. You don't know how to build a good, solid friendship or a good, solid friends, right? Maybe you tell yourself it's better to be alone. Maybe, it's something that I think at this moment in time might be crippling, especially when these archangels are telling you to shimmer like diamond light, right? These archangels are telling you to be courageous, to have the strength to persevere. These archangels are telling you to build a community, to share your message. And so the fact that we've literally got the word community showing up here reversed, right underneath the archangel that's telling you to, hey, it's time to build a community, tells me that your past is really impacting that present. You have trouble building a community. You're having trouble reaching out to people. You're having trouble sharing your message because maybe you are unsure of yourself, right? Now, in the present moment, you are also someone who is going through a period of stability, okay? So obviously this is more of the emotional sense, the emotional side of things. I think that this is really holding you back in some ways, but at the same time, presently, you are under this Ace of Earth energy. So there's a sense of abundance, opportunities, and resources. And what this is telling me is that those opportunities and resources are around you. They abound, right? And so that abundance is available to you. I feel like maybe some of you are starting a new job, a new career. There's opportunities, but also what this card is telling you is that right now is the time to invest in everything around you. It's time to get out in the world and try and tap into that abundance, right? So, we focus in on the message of Jesus Christ to build a community, to reach out to people, to share your message, to see your part in the bigger plan, in the bigger picture, to essentially understand that as you keep walking and moving forward, more things are going to be revealed to you. Your purpose will be revealed to you, an understanding of why these things happened, even why in your past, as you were possibly a child or younger, you had to go through these insecurities and these troubles right here, right? Why it's lingered, but at the same time you are being asked to overcome these problems here, these issues, right? This inability to build friendships, to build a community, and to celebrate even the smallest of things, to celebrate, to be happy that it's happening to you. It's so difficult, I feel, for some of you, right? There is an abundance, there's a sense of opportunity and resources all around you, but it's almost like you are unable to fully celebrate that. You are unable to fully give into this because you are hesitant and afraid that it will be taken away because of what you saw growing up. Now, in the future, you've got the Two of Water and you've got the Six of Air. All right? And there's a message here that talks about moving on from heartbreak as well. I think that heartbreak might come from your childhood. That heartbreak might even come from relationships. I'm picking up on people who had a dysfunctional family, people who didn't have good relationships, people who possibly were abused when they were younger, people who were mentally, verbally, physically abused. that creates distrust, right? And so when it comes to partnerships, commitments, and reconciliations, you're having a bit of a difficult moment there. And so with the Two of Cups in a future setting, in combination with the Six of Air, what we are seeing is a moving on, a relief, hope, and a moving on from any kind of negative emotional energy or expression from what that you've experienced from other people, right? There's a sense of forgiveness here. And I think that once you're able to tap into the energy of forgiveness, of reconciliation, and be able to in some ways find your adventurous spirit, you're going to be able to tap into something truly magnificent. So you already have the abundance that you need. You already have the resources. You already have the opportunities, right, with the Ace of Air and the keywords associated with that card. But it almost feels like what's missing is your ability to partner with people, right? To work with people, to build relationships with people. And I think that even some of you just listening to this, maybe it sounds a bit exhausting, right? It's like, how am I going to do that? It's not for me. But at the same time, there has to be an understanding that it comes from a past experience. And that is the hardest thing to overcome, which is why you're going to need every bit of this courage that Archangel Michael is affording you, is granting you, the strength, the perseverance, okay? You're going to need that. In order for you to be able to express your creativity, you have to have that courage. And it's going to take some time. It's going to take some effort. But I feel like right now, in this present moment, even with this reading, there is a movement towards that. There is a step forward. And that is really the only thing that you can do at this moment in time. Don't stay still. Keep moving forward. Make sure that you are acting on the opportunities presented to you with this Ace of Earth, this abundance, these resources that are all around you. You are going to receive relief in a future setting, or relief from unfortunate misunderstandings with people. There's a sense of moving on to a more adventurous reality, right? So the Six of Air, we haven't talked about it enough. This is the card of adventure, right? And this is in a future setting, right? We have here an adventurous person who wants to set out on a journey, and that journey is going to take them to a new city, a new place, right? And I'm pretty sure that city's filled with people that just want to listen to your message, want to know what you're all about, right? This can be a journey in the physical sense, in that spiritual sense, but mostly I think it's going to be in the digital sense. I really feel strongly for you. You're going to build some kind of virtual experience, virtual reality experience, and connect with a lot of people. And only you are going to be able to really put your creativity to work and build this city. You're going to build something that is going to really inspire people. People are going to be able to move, be motivated by what is being presented. And there is going to be an incredible amount of hope and relief that you're going to give a lot of people, obviously being inspired by that Christ light that says that I love you so much that I am willing to give up my very life for you. And so that energy is going to allow you to start enjoying yourself a little more. One thing with the Two of Waters that I'm picking up on is unconditional love. Love first for yourself, love for spirit, love for the Christ light, and the sacrificial element of that love. Once you are able to tap into that, you're going to start seeing things in a completely different light. You're going to want people around because you know that you are protected by a divine source and a divine presence. And in some ways, a lot of you have not moved on from the struggles of the past, all right? That is an area that you are being asked to work on at this moment in time. Move on from those past shadows, that past pain. And when we say moving on, it's not just forgetting and acknowledging the fact that it was in the past and it's not going to affect your present. It's actually taking into account how it's impacting your current mental state. Almost in a subconscious level. How are you acting Where are your eyes in the world? Where is your energy invested in? What are the decisions that you are making? And try and tie it to your reality when you were younger in the past, right? We see it seeping into your present, but at the same time, we also see the abundance that's there with you right now, the accomplishment, right? The newness with the Ace of Earth. And in the future, we see an expansion and we see a journey out into the unknown. But that unknown is going to become known, and you're going to be able to create an order out of whatever chaos you find. The world needs your voice, group number 3. The world needs your energy. The world needs you and your truth. So make sure that from this day forward, you are sharing that truth with courage, with strength, with the perseverance that Archangel Michael is affording you. All right, so my goodness, beautiful reading. That is what I see here. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being a part of this community. Also, thank you for the ones that have left a donation. My goodness, I never expect for anyone to leave a donation, but I've been getting them, and I thank you so much for that. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. I look forward to hearing from you in the comment section. I will write back if you write. Thank you once again, and bye-bye.